Okay, so we are working on lesson 58 today. Before you start this lesson, you need to make sure that you have read page 370 through page 373. We are working on the lesson practice, which is on page 373. We're going to start with some 3-digit by 1-digit multiplication, and then we're going to do a couple of word problems. So our first question is 234 times 3. So we're going to start by multiplying 3 times 4. So we're going to do 3 times 4 is 12. And then the 1 in 12, which is in the tens place, we're going to go ahead and carry that to the tens place in our multiplication problem. Then we're going to multiply 3 ones times 3 tens and add one more 10. So we've got 3 times 3 is 9, plus one more 10 makes it 10 tens. And we're going to put the ones place for that 10 here. And we're going to carry the 1 because 10 tens is the same as 100. So we're going to carry that to our hundreds column. Then we're going to multiply 3 ones times 2 hundreds, and we're going to add one more 100. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So our answer for 3 times 234 is 702. I'm going to double check that really quick just to make sure we didn't make any mistakes. Alright, looks good. So 702. We're going to go ahead and go to problem B. Problem B is just like problem A, except we have this dollar sign here. I'm going to go ahead and switch over here. So this dollar sign here. So we need to make sure that our answer has a dollar sign as well. So we're going to start by multiplying 4 ones times the 0 ones, which is going to be 0 ones. Then we're going to multiply our 4 ones times our 4 tens, which is going to give us 16 tens. And we're going to put 6 tens here. And then we're going to carry 10 of those tens because 10 tens is 100. So we're going to carry that to our hundreds column. Then we're going to multiply 4 ones times 3 hundreds, and we're going to add one more 100. So 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. And we have no more numbers over here, so we're going to go ahead and write 13 here. We need to make sure we add our comma and our dollar sign. So our answer for 4 times 340 is 1,360. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go to problem C. C is the same as the last two, except it has a dollar sign, and we're dealing with a decimal. So we want to make sure that we have our decimal in our answer. The way we're going to do that is when we find our product for 425 times 5, we're going to just count 2 decimal places over on our answer. So we're going to start with 5 times 5, and that is 25. We carry our 2. Then we do 5 times 2 is 10, and we add 2 more. That's 12. We carry our 1. Then we do 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Now we have a couple things we need to do here before we are done. We need to make sure that we deal with this decimal. So we have 2 numbers behind the decimal, so we're going to add 2 numbers here. And our decimal is going to go there. Oops. And I'm going to erase this real quick here, this thing. Oops. Did not mean to do that. We're going to erase just the bottom. Oops, won't let me do that. Let's see if I can do it that way. Nope. We'll just leave it. Let's see if I can do it. Oops. Never mind. Maybe it'll let me do a small eraser. There we go. I'll just erase that away. I like my numbers, my answers to look neat. And we also need to add our dollar sign. So our answer is $21.25. Okay. We're going to go ahead and go to problem D. Now D says explain the steps of multiplying 5 multiply 425. So that will look like, or excuse me, $4.25. So we're going to put $4.25 here, and we need to multiply it times 5. I'm going to see if that was our last problem. It is. It's right there. Okay. So it says explain the steps of multiplying 5 times $4.25. And it says use the words dollars, dimes, and pennies. And it says as an example 2. Well, example 2 is on page 372, and it uses the problem $3.75 times 3. And the first thing it says on page 372 is that we need to first multiply the pennies. So we're going to multiply the pennies. So let's go ahead and write that down here. It says first multiply the pennies. Okay, so I'm going to do that. We've got 5 times 5 pennies is 25 pennies. And then we carry this 2. In example 2, it says 3 times 5 pennies is 15 pennies. In ours, it's 5 times 5 pennies is 25 pennies, which equals 1 dime and 5 pennies. Well, in our case, it equals 2 dimes and 5 pennies. We carried the 2 dimes. Okay, so first multiply the pennies. So we've got 5 times 5 pennies equals, oops, I'm going to go and back that up, equals 25 pennies. We're going to go ahead and write a period there. 25 pennies equals 2 dimes and 5 pennies. We write the 5 below the bar, and the 2 we're going to put above the dimes. So we write 5 below, oops, the bar, and we're going to put the 2 above the dimes. So that's what we did up here. We put the 5 below the bar, and we put the 2 above the dimes column. So this is our dimes column. Okay, and then I'm going back to example 2 on page 372, and it says next we multiply the dimes. So we're going to do that. We're going to write next we multiply the dimes. And we're going to add, so let's go ahead and do that up here. Let's go ahead and put a period. And we're going to do 5 times 2 dimes, which is 10 dimes. And then we added 2 more dimes. So we're going to put 12 here, because 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. So we're going to put a 2 here, and then we're going to carry this 1. All right. So we multiply the dimes. We're going to look at example 2 and see what it tells us to write. It says in their example for 375 times 3, it says 3 times 7 dimes is 21 dimes. Well, we have 5 times 2 dimes. So we're going to write 5 times 2 dimes equals 10 dimes, right? 10 dimes. We add 2 more dimes that we carried to get a total of 12 dimes. So we're going to write oops, I lost my pen. There we go. We add 2 more dimes that we carried for a total of 12 dimes. For a total of 12 dimes, period. Okay. Then on example 2, it says, since 22 dimes equals $2 and 2 dimes, we write a 2 below the bar and a 2 above the bar. So since, for us, it would be since 12 dimes equals $1 and 2 dimes. So we're going to write since 12 dimes, since 12 dimes equals 2 dimes and $1. Go back to my example. We write a 2 below the bar and a 1 above the dollars. We write 2 below. Let's see if I can move this down a little bit more. I can, okay. Since 12 dimes equals 2 dimes and $1, we write 2 below the bar and we write the $1 from the 12 dimes above the dollar column. 1 above the dollars. All right, so we've finished that step. Finally, we multiply dollars. So let's go back up here and look at this. It says we're going to multiply the dollars. So we're going to do 5 times $4, which gives us $20, and we're going to add the 1 more. So that's $21.25. Okay. So I'm going back to my example 2 on page 372, and it says finally we multiply the dollars. Well, that's what we did, so we're going to write finally we multiply the dollars. And then it says 3 times $3 is $9. Well, that was for $3.75 times 3. Our problem is 5 times $4. So instead of writing 3 times $3, we're going to write 5 times $4. 5 times $4 is $20. And then on our example 2, it says we add the $2 we carried to get a total of $11. Well, in ours, we add $1. So we're going to add $1. We add $1. We carried to get $21. And then it says at the end of the example, it says 3 tickets would cost $11.25. Well, we didn't finish our problem up here. We needed to make sure that we added 2 decimal places because there's 2 here from the decimal point. So we're going to go 2 here, 1, 2, and that puts the decimal there. And then I'm going to scratch that out. And we need to make sure we have a dollar sign. So we're going to put that there. So on the example 2, it finishes up by writing 3 tickets would cost $11.25. So we're just going to write $4. Let's go back and check our problem. $4.25 times 5. $4.25 times 5 would be, because this isn't a word problem like the example was, we're just going to write the answer, would be $21.25. $21.25. And that is how you explain. It's a lot of writing, but you need to make sure that you're careful and put all the steps in so we know what was done. So that's an example of explaining the steps of multiplying 5 times $4.25 using the words dollars, dimes, and pennies. We're using place value understanding to describe how we solve that problem. Okay, we have one more. It says at $2.47 per gallon, what is the approximate cost of 4 gallons of milk? Well, it's going to be $2.40 per gallon, and we're going to be buying 4 gallons. So we could do $2.47 times 4. We could solve that, and that would give us an exact amount. But it says right here an approximate cost, so we don't need to find out the exact amount. We can do a rounding. We can round. So we can do $2.47 is really close to $2.50. Well, I can then multiply $2.50 times 4, which is a little easier than $2.47 times 4. But I can do this in my head because I know that $2.50 is a 1/4 of $10. Because 25 cents, that's this part right here, 25 cents times 4 is 10. So $2.50 times 4 would be $10. So I know that my answer approximately would be $10 because I multiplied $2.50 times 4. You can work that out if you need to, but you can also do it in your head if you have a good understanding of how fractions and quarters and stuff works. So our last problem, the answer is going to be $10. It says, the question is, what is the approximate cost of 4 gallons of milk? Would be $10. All right, and that's it for lesson 58.